Section 10.2, we are going to be talking about triangle trigonometry as well as the trigonometric ratios. The first skill needed for trigonometry is the ability to label the three sides of a right triangle per standard naming convention. The three sides, the hypotenuse, the side adjacent to a given angle, and the side opposite a given angle. The hypotenuse is never considered to be either the adjacent or the opposite side. It is always the side opposite the right angle. The opposite side is the side that is directly opposite the angle in question, and the adjacent side is the side that touches the angle in question. The first ratio is sine ratio, abbreviated SIN, and it is defined as sine A equals side opposite angle A divided by hypotenuse, which in the given triangle equals A over C. Find the sine of angle A if opposite side A equals 52.9 and hypotenuse C equals 90. The sine can be found with the sine ratio, which states sine A equals opposite over hypotenuse, which equals 52.9 divided by 90, giving us sine A equals 0.588. The next ratio is the cosine ratio, abbreviated as COS, and it is defined as the cosine of angle A equals side adjacent angle A divided by the hypotenuse, which in the given triangle equals B over C. Side A equals 47, side B equals 65, and side C equals 80.2. Find the cosine of angle A. Try this for yourself, and then we'll go over the answer. So given, side A equals 47, side B equals 65, and side C, or the hypotenuse, equals 80.2. Find the cosine of angle A. We know cosine of angle A equals adjacent over hypotenuse, which in the given triangle is side B over side C. We see from the triangle that the adjacent side is B and the hypotenuse is C, so cosine of A is 65 divided by 80.2, which equals 0.81. The third ratio is the tangent ratio, abbreviated tan. It is defined as tan of angle A equals the side opposite angle A, which is side A, over the side adjacent to angle A, which is side B. Side A equals 13.7, side B equals 21.1, and side C equals 25.5. Find the tan of angle A. Using the tangent ratio, we know that tan of angle A equals opposite over adjacent, which in the given triangle is side A over side B, which equals 13.7, divided by 21.1, which equals 0.65. There's a memory trick to remembering the trigonometric ratios. SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite over adjacent, that's so. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. TOA, tan, is opposite over adjacent. You can find the trig functions on your calculator, but first be sure you go into mode using the mode key and make sure degree is selected. Cursor down to the third line and make sure degree is highlighted. Then use the keys on your calculator labeled sine, cosine, and tan to find the desired ratio. First hit that key, then the angle measurement. So for example, to find the sine of 30 degrees, hit the sine key, then input 30, then enter. When finding the sine, cosine, or tangent of an angle, given in degrees and minutes, you can either enter the angle as given using the degree and minute functions on your calculator, which can be found under the blue angle on your calculator, so second key, apps key, or you can convert to decimal form. An example for converting to decimal form, convert 54 degrees 28 minutes to decimal. Using your calculator, type the following sequence. Cosine key, 54 plus 28 divided by 60, enter. You should get 0.5811764,906. Try it yourself on the calculator and make sure you get that number. When you divide 28 by 60, it converts 28 to the decimal portion of the angle measurement. Sometimes we may already know the value of the trigonometric ratio and we need to find the angle, and you also do this on your calculator using the sine -1, cosine -1, and tan -1 keys. Those keys are in blue over the regular sine, cosine, and tangent function keys, and you access them using the blue second key on your calculator. So try this on your calculator before looking at the answer. Find angle A if sine A equals 0.728. So if you did this correctly, you should get the angle 46.719 degrees.